Hello and welcome to the stream. Getting started a little late today, so probably only gonna stream for a little bit, but I just wanted to sign on and say hello, touch base. Yeah, I also yesterday I had the most of the day off, so when I wasn't doing work, I was working on the game for some of it. So I made a few changes, I think, after I streamed yesterday. So, yeah, let me kind of demo. I think yesterday we left off. I was making like getting the enemies all wired up and stuff, and making sure that the level was good. So I fixed the ragdolls mostly, and I think we added the enemies yesterday. So I lowered the camera a little, which I think now I can see that the dash might be a little crazy at this height, because when you click you can kind of go flying. But I also added the blood effects back in, so and I think I fixed the ragdolls, so these ragdolls now will eventually kind of like stay in place. And the one thing I don't like about the dash power is like you kind of miss like what's happening on the screen if you go if you go flying. So like I'm not going to the point that I'm clicking, I'm launching really far, so probably want to modify that, but there's a guy here. Yeah, we're gonna have to work on our AI too, because I think we've got guys that get stuck places. Oh, this guy was not stuck. He was just wandering this whole section of the forest, I guess. Oh yeah, there's a whole bunch more. Yeah, so you can see the blood effects. I think they look pretty good again. It's another guy here. Slowly but surely we will reset. So like, yeah, like these guys, they do seem to be stopped. That's the other thing. If the ragdoll doesn't stop moving, you can, like, it won't. Okay, so I got everybody. So I'll show you. If the ragdoll is still moving, it will keep. I guess it doesn't. I need to have it do the decal actually. But yeah, while it's moving, it should be kind of like it does the whole blood splatter effect, and then it will keep being active while it's moving. So you can actually kind of move the character across the screen until you stop it. But and then I have it set to kind of put a pool underneath wherever they land. So so like we could do one so that it's like, you know, for every bounce, you know, it causes a thing. But it's pretty cool. Like, something terrible happened here. All right, let's see. kind of my plan is to have like big group battles like that, because the player's character is set up to. I'm just gonna try to clear out these trees just in case there's something there. Might need a shader to open up those trees when you're underneath them, or fade them or something. All right, we've got a hidden AI somewhere, or a whole section of the village that we haven't gone to. I think everyone is. I think if we had a really big map, we would probably need like a mini map to guide us around. It would also help if the AI didn't stall out. Oh, they're all trapped. I don't understand why they're trapped though. I feel like this is an opening, but maybe not. We probably have to look at that. Can they get through? They still can't get through. Huh? Should be big enough, but you're down. You'll see if I push him around, he'll keep splurting. And I think that we should probably throw more blood effects there. All right, and then there's this guy just chilling. So like, I don't understand what happened with those guys, but all right. So I did a little bit of a, like, I'm too excited and I need to just do it. I kind of copied over a bunch of stuff from my prototype to make that blood effect, because yeah, I don't know, some of it was because I was trying to recreate what we did and it wasn't working in a refactored way. So I think we're definitely going to take a minute to make sure we kind of organize this stuff. And I think some of this stuff could be like a component, right? Like basically what's happening here is if the player kills the enemy, we change the health, right? And then our health component returns whether the character actually died. So if that's true, we have a function on the enemy called enemy died. But we also activate the blood splurt and the spawn blood. So I made this its own function, but this is like on the enemy. So like none of this actually really needs to be on the enemy. Like this, we could have like just a location where you want to do it, and maybe that's where we have an indicator that we could feed to the component. And then, so like, yeah, we could have, and then this is literally just turning on this Niagara effect, which is just part of the character. So like inside the component, I think we could actually, maybe we couldn't do that in a component. I'd have to look. I don't think so. We could spawn it, but I'm not sure we could have it just turn on and off. But basically this is like, we want to just turn this on and off to make it work. So that's something to think about. And then we have kind of a random rotation here so that it doesn't look the same every time. Yeah, so this is kind of the initial thing, right? And then probably we should do this. We're doing it a little out of order. I don't know. I guess having it ragdoll before the thing starts is probably good too. Okay, but inside enemy died. We just do this once here. We call this stuff. So this is all stuff that was here before, but then the collision stuff, the ragdoll stuff, I brought in the from my previous prototype, because you have to do a bunch of things to get it to kind of like ragdoll and then unragdoll. But if you want them to stay in their ragdoll shape, you have to do a bunch of things to kind of keep them like wherever they are, or else they'll just go to like T-pose, or the animator will keep working or whatever. The other piece I had in here was this force, and I feel like it worked really well in the old game, but maybe it's not really doing anything. I pulled all the logic down here just because I didn't have room at the time when I was working. This is what happens when you're doing fast blueprint work. You just get crazy. But yeah, this is just the math to make like a kind of a forward and right force to kind of make the ragdoll go kind of away and to the right. And I guess I thought it was working in the old prototype, but I'm not sure it's really working. And we can do a test in a second, actually, to see, but I don't think it is. And we're just putting the force on this character mesh, which we've already set to be physics only, so it should work, but I don't see it working. All right, and then we spawn the blood pool here, we delay. And the reason why we're delaying is because we don't want to disable the ragdoll right away. But we want to check to see if we want to disable the ragdoll while they're kind of moving. And then if they stop moving, then we can disable it. So this actually checks every quarter of a second. And then we'll go look at that. It's down here. So this is another piece that I kind of want to refactor. It's pretty complicated. I also think it's a little bit overkill to be inside the enemy base class. So I'm trying to, like I said before, could it be an actor component maybe? Like a ragdoll component or something? So I wonder if I could filter out the words best viewers. Seems to be one of my few Twitch fans, is people coming in to tell me how I can get more viewers on Twitch. Okay, so anyway, so this ragdoll, basically, this is disabling the ragdoll. So it just checks to see if like we have any velocity, and if it's greater than 10, then we keep going. And I'm gonna do blood pool too, because I think that's, yeah. And then, oh yeah, and this is like a 50-50 chance, so it definitely happens a lot. Yeah, let's just see how that works. Okay, so first thing we're gonna do is just, all right, get this guy. All right, well, it's one too far. Okay. So if he still moves, and then he stopped. So like, as you can see, they kind of fall right where they stood. I think I'm gonna move this back to, probably gonna redo our dash again. So they all kind of fall right where they're standing. They don't really bounce around anyway, but if I pushed him and I kept him going, all right, you're gonna be my next guy. Okay. anyway, it kind of makes a bigger mess, which is kind of cool. All right. And I think I'm turning off the ragdolls because I think depending on the size of the level and the amount of enemies, you don't want to have like all these active ragdolls just like lying on the ground for the player to bump into. Let's see if I can move them. Okay, never mind. All right, so the other piece that so we can try to figure that out. A lot of time this morning. Sorry, I started late, but I just want to see if this even does anything. Right? I don't think it does. So we'll just break this, and we're just gonna. Okay, it's too far, but yeah, well, yeah, I think they're behaving the same way they were behaving before. I don't really detect any flying around. So I don't know if this really works with this, but if force is taken as a change in accelerations, this is what we had checked before. We didn't use a bone or anything. What if we do that? All right, and then we're gonna do the tried and true debug method, which is make everything 1,000 times stronger. I don't know. I see them still falling right where they stood. They should go flying in the air. Okay. All right. I don't know. We'll leave this on, and then, because I don't know, these like static meshes, there is no like weight on them or anything. Anyway, so I don't know. There's linear damping. That's the only thing I can change. Maybe. I don't think that's really affecting. Well, let's put it. Can we put it to 0? What would happen if we did that? We don't want them. See, he's not. I want him to, like, they should be flying like my guy. But they, even the force of just the player pushing them, right? They're just kind of flipping in the air, which looks cool, but kind of wanted them to be pushed. All right, so I'm gonna put this linear damping back to 1. I don't even know if this works. Okay. All right, so we're creating a multiplier. We're just adding like a really small range to. I guess just for this right angle, I guess. And then, so whatever, I guess this doesn't really matter that much. And then this is huge, so I don't know why this would be. It's just, so we were originally doing 50,000, so. Actually, let's just go back. All right, and we'll just, I want to make this a float. I don't know if single, I don't know what the, we need all these, I don't know what the default, I think maybe it's single precision, but all right, let's make it. Let's make it like 1,000,000, right? All right. I don't think it's gonna have any effect. Yeah, they don't seem to be going anywhere. Yeah, so I don't know if it's these like the character controller movement or something like that, but it sort of worked before, so I don't understand why it's not working now. We can look at the character mesh maybe. So what if we just did it on spine one? Maybe we need to give it a bone or something. Hmm. Again, I've ramped this up to like 1,000,000, so all right, and then we're gonna turn off. Actually, what is it? Yeah, so let's just do that. I fell off, but it didn't work anyway. Hmm. So there is a mass scale here. There's no mass. All right, let's go back to the I go back to the prototype real quick. All right. I think my new version is a little bit cleaner, but okay, so maybe our values are, I don't know, maybe our value is 0, but I need to like, maybe I need to look at that. So I'm adding force to the limbs, I'm adding force to this guy here. The target is just the mesh, which is this, which is the ninja mesh here. This is all set to normal stuff, actually. I don't think I changed any of that stuff. I do have some like this, like a block physics body. I don't know. Let's look at my other version, right? We have this guy. Let's look at his collisions, because I have it set to no collision, so. But yeah, it's all here. It's fine, I think. Maybe it's the fact that I'm like blocking off the dash. Well, it's blocked, so. Well, blocked, but so I don't know. Okay, so yeah, so we're doing this crazy thing, but it's possible this is 0 and this is 0, right? And that this didn't work. So let's string I really want these three things to be their own like little function. Okay. This wild card. Well, this is a wild card format if you start typing stuff in, but that would make it hard to do. Okay, so all right, and we're gonna put this here, or not. No, we're not. What are we doing? A vector? Yeah. Okay. So we need this to be break vector, I guess. Or actually, we could do vector length, maybe. At least then we can see kind of the vector strength. Okay, so we have this in here. It's gonna print. Let's make it yellow, I guess. I forget what colors we already have in here. We have to go through and get rid of all the stuff. But... all right. Yeah, it was like 1,000,000, so it's not 0. All right. Plenty of force going through these guys. They're just not moving. Let's try this again. Oops. I don't even want them to go that far. Just a little bit. All right. So you could do something like this. Nope. Yeah, I can't launch the... Hmm. So we do it... Okay, so one thing is maybe order of operations. So we simulate physics, we set it to physics only, we add the force. I don't know, does it matter that we're setting the capsule component collision after the fact? Let's try that piece. All right, so we will take this out and all right, let's go. Didn't really matter. Oh wait. All right, they're behaving kind of weird because we're not setting the collision at all anymore. So, oh, this is a big mess. Okay, just put it here. This we're gonna. All right, we add the force here. We spin the blood here. Okay. Let's just see. Maybe this is part of it, just like not having that collider. Oh, look at that. Well, one guy went flying. I don't know if that mattered. Could just be the invisible capsule is flying through the air and pushing other guys around. All right, we kicked him out. He's still right on top. I don't see it. Hmm. We could like throw an invisible ball at them to push them away. Hmm. I think I'm being too much of a perfectionist, but plenty of force here. Okay. So that didn't really do anything. All right, so basically the experiment was a success that we got rid of. All right, I'm gonna take off this delay. So this is gonna start in 0.25. Let's see if it, we can always add the delay, I think, to the timer itself. So he's still, oh, he's done, right? Yeah. think we're gonna leave it there too. What I like about this disable ragdoll timer, well, the problem is it's doing like multiple things. So it's also doing more blood effects. So that's why I'm like, well, maybe I'll just have it happen as often as we want, but maybe that's not great. Tweak these values. I don't know what the kind of resting. Let's see. All right, so he's still settled down. This guy just died standing up though. That's not really what I want. So I think if they don't get pushed, then their velocity is pretty much 0. So like you don't want this guy ragdolled in a. Here, hold on. I want to zoom in. Oh no, okay. And he like fell down on his sword. That's kind of a funny pose. Poor guy. All right. These guys really do need hats or hair or a variation of those things. Can zoom through our whole village here. In the first person. Oh, I saw another guy. This guy has a problem. Is his sword stuck? It's kind of weird. I don't know why that would be an issue. I think they just must be picking. Oh, he figured it out. I need to do some. This area seems to be the worst right here. It's kind of an edge piece. It's not very far from the center though. I mean, this is the furthest. It's fine. So these people are just stuck for some reason. Doesn't seem to be colliding with that tree. The problem I have is every time I do a save all. Okay, so if I do it in the viewport, I'm gonna just make myself invincible here. Oops, never mind. That didn't. That's not what I want. This. Okay. Probably need to make myself invincible again. All right. All right. So let's pause. Now, one of the issues we're gonna have is one of these guys is stuck. Is this guy here? If I click this, oh, well, that didn't freeze the game for too long. That's good. All right, we have enemy base here. So he's got a controller. Just wondering if we can we see his like actual controller. Is it the, no, it's the animation class. The idea behind these, each of these materials is a skin color shirt. I don't know why they're not labeled properly, but we can change the colors of the different bandits. So, right, where are we? So it's really on lawnmower outside, so my microphone might be picking that up. I do have some noise cancellation on it, but it's not too bad. Okay. Anyway, let's select the controller class. All right, here we go. Here's the controller class. Let's look at them. Seems fine, right? Behavior tree. So if we go into our AI, go into our behavior tree, we should now be able to, oh no, can't pick a, okay, so let's pause right now. Okay. We go back to our thing. We are AIC7, right? Behavior tree. Like 7's not in here anymore. I think 2 is not in here either. So for some reason, the controller lost the behavior tree. So that's weird, right? Can we let's just look. Does this have any life in it at all? It does. Is this failing? Like, it's hard to tell, right? So it's doing a sensing. It's not finding anybody. I guess we could return whether this behavior tree stops working or something, maybe. Yeah, that's all I got. Nothing else here. That's 3 though. There's no 7. I'm pretty sure that's what. Like these should all be named properly, I would think. It's interesting that the game gives them an extra thing in here. 3, 7. How many ticks? So this shouldn't really. Shouldn't be anything here running. Oh, I gotta stop it here today. But yeah, we're gonna have to figure out that AI because obviously it's not acceptable. Our game to yeah, just stop working. Even the AAA games, I think, should that way. But we're gonna do our best not to. So, yeah, see you tomorrow.